Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a little unboxing here for you today. I ordered this Deadzone starter pack from my local game shop, Wolf's Game Shop, for Deadzone, and it's for the Veer-Myn, or Veer-Myn, Veer-Myn, Space Skaven, whatever you want to call them. This is... I can't remember how much I paid for this. It wasn't too bad in terms of price. There are 13 miniatures inside. But I have a confession to make. I don't actually play Deadzone. I wouldn't mind playing it, but I can't afford it at the moment. It's very expensive. But the miniatures are still extremely useful for many other games. And that's kind of the reason why I bought this starter pack for the Veer-Myn. I'm planning to use these in other games, miniature agnostic games. And this is quite a nice little pack for skirmish, 13 miniatures. So in here, there should be a leader doing a Wolverine thing. It looks like you've got 2 heavy support and you've got 10, I don't know, crawlers, skaven, troopers, grunts, whatever. So we're going to crack this open and have a look. Now, I initially bought this for a game called 5 Parsecs from Home. In my next mission, I'm actually up against aliens, which are like rat men. So this is it was actually ordered just in time. So I'm having to assemble and paint these for my next mission of 5 parsecs. Also, these miniatures can be used, like I say, in many other games, not just Deadzone. I mean, like I say, I don't have Deadzone, I can't afford it. There's the new version of Warpath Firefight. This is the original one. This is the one I got way back on the Kickstarter. But again, I don't have the new version. It's way too expensive for me. So if I want to play like a skirmish game, then I'll be looking at things like Grimdark Future, or in this case, Grimdark Future Firefight, which is the smaller number of models version. And for this game, there is a Ratmen clan that you can download for free, which basically has the army list on here. Now, what you get in this box, I don't think is quite enough to make an army for 1-page rules for Grimdark Future, because what you get in this box is around 200, maybe 210 points. They recommend a minimum of around 250 points. So I'm thinking that if you want to play Grimdark Future Firefight with these, I think you may need to add maybe 1 more unit. Because the thing is, when I did a quick army list for these, seeing what was on the back of the box, I haven't opened this yet, so I don't know exactly what's in there. I'm just going by the pictures. But going by what was in here, I had the champion. I thought these would come down as weapon experts, so there's 2 of those. And then you've got 10 of these little critters, or the troops. In 1-page rules, Grimdark Future, they come in squads of 3s. So in that 210 points, I'm using 9 of these. So there's 1 extra. But again, that's not going to be enough to bring you up to 250 points. But it's okay. You just need to add 1 more unit, or maybe 1 more character, and you'll have enough for a basic Grimdark Future team or force. And of course you can build on that to make it bigger and bigger, because, you know, rat men, you can have loads eventually. Right, so I purchased this mainly for use with 5 parsecs. And like I say, in my next mission, I'm up against these buggers. So it actually came very good timing. Right, that's enough talk. Let us crack open the box and see what's inside, because sometimes the actual pictures on the interweb, sometimes they don't actually show you what it's going to be like in real life. So let's get rid of that. and have a look inside the box. So, a couple of Mantic points. Oh, okay, so it's not a sealed box, it's an open box inside. It's been a while since I've bought Mantic. I have hundreds of Mantic figures. I've got a bloody huge Abyssal Dwarf army. I've got an absolutely bloody huge, what is it, the human GPCS army. I've got a pretty decent sized Enforcer army as well. I've got lots of Mantic. But I haven't bought for a while because, like I say, I've been away from the hobby for a few years, right? So we get 10 basic bases. These must be for the critters. We have 3 larger bases. These look like 40mm. Give me 1 second. Are these 40mm? Yep, they're 40mm. So these are 40mm bases for the champion and the two big weapon specialist guys. Right, we've got some resin parts by the looks of it. And then we have some sprues. So we've got 1, 2, these look the same. So we've got 2 sprues the same, and then there's one sprue which is a little bit different with some extra parts. So this must be for the specialists, and this must be the champion. Right, let me move the clutter out the way, and then we'll have a look at all of this a little bit closer. Right, let's have a look at these sprues first. Now, these are exactly the same. So we have 2 sprues, each one, I think, will cover 5 basic troops. Let's have a look for the legs. That will tell us how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5. So each of these sprues is for 5 basic troops. We have, how many heads do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 heads. Looks like 8 different heads on the sprue. So there's a little bit of variety there. You can make them either as like more melee style. I think in Grimdark Future they're called stalkers, where you have like a melee and a pistol. You've also got options to give them sort of heavier weapons. And again, in one-page rules, Grimdark Future, you can have things like flamethrowers, shred guns. So you've got plenty of options to muck about with the armaments and the weapons, and obviously with the points as well. Okay, nice variety. How are they in terms of quality? Let's have a closer look. And this doesn't want to focus, does it? Let's see if this helps. There you go, that's a bit better. Okay, so the casting, or the moulding, is actually pretty damn nice. There's very sharp details. Doesn't seem to be a lot of, in terms of flash, that we need to remove. I think this is actually a lot better than Mantic models that I've ordered, you know, a while back when they first sort of started, kind of thing. This is definitely an improvement. In terms of mold lines, yeah, there's a few mold lines, but I mean, you kind of expect that with injection molded parts anyway. Okay, so we have 2 of those, which will give us 10 basic troops. Let's have a look at the other contents. Right, next up we have the 3rd and final sprue, and this is going to be the parts for these 2 guys, the weapon specialists, the bodyguards, the big rats, and we basically get a sprue plus loose. You get 4 legs. Again, the moulding is very nicely done, some very nice detail. A little bit of cleanup, obviously. A little bit of cleanup to do, but that's kind of expected with plastics. Easy enough to do with plastics. Metal's a little bit more work. But yeah, enough of those. We've got 4 legs. Let me just double check whether we got 2 left and 2 right. Okay, 2 and 2. Yep, 2 left and 2 right. We're happy. Okay, then we have the sprue, which has all of the other parts. So we've got here, we've got the, come on, focus. Come on, you bugger. There you go. So we've got bodies, we've got heads. Oh, those heads are really nice. I love the post-apocalyptic look to the heads with the goggles and the masks. Really nice. We got all the arms and the weapons, and again, I think there's 3 different builds that you can have for these in terms of the weapons. 3 different ways that you can arm them. Come on, focus, you git. Focus, there you go. A lot of it seems centered around drills. I don't think Firefight has that much in terms of drills, in terms of armament loadouts, but it seems that Mantic went the drilling way with these guys. Very nice. In 5 parsecs from home, I'll be using these guys as the specialists. Very nice. You've definitely got enough in this box for 5 parsecs. I think in 5 parsecs you would have a maximum of 10, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can have a maximum of 10 of these against you. So you've got plenty in this one box for 5 parsecs. Or even for games like Stargrave, you know, there's plenty in this one box just for, if you're looking at sort of gangs or crews. Skirmish games, you may need a few more miniatures. More sort of battle sort of games like Warhammer or Warpath, you're going to need even more, obviously. But this is a nice little box for these very small skirmish. And these are cast or molded extremely nicely. They are really nicely done. But like I say, some of the mold lines are going to be a bit of a problem when they go across these drills. All right. We've got one more model to look at, and that is the champion, and that's the one who's been done in resin. Let's take a look at him. Well, as you can see, there are some big effing chunks of resin here. And most of it's not the bloody figure. Right, so here, again, focus. We've got one of the feet attached to some decorative rocks, which will go on the base. Again, nice. But look at the size of this. Look at the waist. Look at the resin waist. Oh my god. Okay, so that's one of the feet. Here's the other foot. Oh, so nice. So nicely cast. Look at the details on that bugger. Really nice. Now, this is going to be a lot easier to clean. Really nice footy. Right, here we have the body. Again, look at that crisp. Don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but the detail is so crisp and nice. I love resin miniatures. It really has brought miniatures up a real. I started in, when did I start collecting miniatures? Oh, way back with Warhammer First Edition and the Citadel First Compendium. I started way back in the days of sort of the original Citadels and Ralpath, and God, how long ago was that? 40 years? 40 years ago, maybe. And I'm telling you, with the introduction of resin and what we can do nowadays with 3D printing, it really has brought the quality of miniatures. It really has brought it to another level. Really nice, and the body is amazing. Really nice chunky rat. This is going to be a nice chunky rat. Right, what else have we got? We have, these are the forearms, or the arms minus the hands. Again, nicely done, and again, huge chunk of resin attached to it. Does it need to be that big when they do the casting? Really nice, look at that. I might use the speed paint on these and see how it works. The new Army Painter speed paints, I might try those on these. All right, what else we got? We have the claws. We've got the claws. Now, of course, these being the thinnest parts, I'm being a little bit worried, a little bit careful in case these are damaged or broken, and they look okay. Doesn't seem to be any damage to them, which is always a good sign. Is there any warpage? Now with resin, normally you can amend the warpage just by using hot water. Well, they're going to need quite a bit of cleaning by the looks of it. But it doesn't look as if there's much in terms of warpage or in terms of damage, so that's a good sign. Right, what's left? I think the head. We've just got the head left. Okay, now the head comes in two parts. You've got the main part here, and then you've got the lower jaw. So again, it's going to need a bit of cleaning up, isn't it? Okay. Again, very, very nice. But look, the wastage. There's more resin in the wastage than the parts themselves. Right. So that will be the champion, the leader. Again, really nice detail, really crisp. So this is what you get in the box. You get the 3 sprues of very nicely molded plastic. You have 4 spare legs for the big guys. You got all the resin parts. I think they're all there. I don't think there's anything missing. I don't think there's anything supposed to go on the back like a backpack or anything. So it looks to be all there at first glance. And then you have the bases. So I hope this has been useful. I need to get these assembled and painted for my next 5 parsecs from home mission, and then we'll see how they turn up. I'm going to be, I can't remember how many I'm going to be fighting in the next mission. I don't think it's all of these. Like I say, in 5 parsecs, I think you'll probably need maybe 10 of these miniatures. I don't think I'm going to be using all 10, but I'll probably assemble all 13, get them all painted just in case I want to use them for Grimdark Future as well. So overall impressions, very, very nice. A little bit shocked at how much resin wastage there is, but again, that might be normal. My Raging Heroes resin figures didn't have this much wastage, but I don't know. That might be normal. Like I say, I've been away from the scene for a while, so. Right, I'm going to get these assembled and pasted. Pasted, what the hell? Painted. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers. All right, just a little update before we finish the video. I did actually build 8 of the miniatures. I didn't do the champion just yet, the resin guy. I did assemble the 2 large sort of bodyguards, or maybe specialists, or whatever they're supposed to be in Deadzone. But I didn't actually paint these guys yet. I did assemble them and paint them. I had a few problems assembling them in terms of the arm positions and everything. I didn't do a wonderful job on those, but they went together fairly well. It's just that the arm positions weren't brilliant. But I did put together 6 of the basic critters for my next 5 parsecs from home game. So these went together very, very nicely. And I just put a layer of speed paint on them. This is just speed paints. There's no highlighting. I think the skin, maybe the hair, could do with an extra highlight, but these are fine. These are fine for use for what I'm going to use them for at the moment. I can always come back and highlight them up. But I'm very happy with the trousers and the sort of armor and mask colors. So yeah, so this is basically just one application of speed paints. I did have a lot of issues with reactivation, where sort of paint slightly overlapped, or where I put the paint slightly in the wrong area and then tried to paint over it with both speed paints and with both primer paints. I did have a lot of problems with reactivation. Not so much on this one. You can't really see it on this one, but some of the other figures I've really got some problems with that. That's one problem I'm really finding with these speed paints, is the reactivation issue. But yeah, it's come out pretty nice. Like I say, it was not too bad to assemble. They went together pretty easily. And the speed paints actually did a pretty good job, like I say, except for the reactivation. So this is going to be the leader of the enemies that I'll be facing in 5 parsecs. I did one sort of weapon specialist guy. I mean, he's equipped with a flamethrower. I think in my game he's going to have a sniper rifle, but, you know, you'll be able to tell that he's the specialist. Again, the colours came out really nice, the speed paints, but I don't know whether you can see on the top of his thigh there, you can see a bit of the yellow that I actually put on there by accident from the brush. And when I tried sort of painting over it and sort of repriming it and repainting it, it just didn't work. You see the yellow's activated every time. So you can still see that yellow color on the top of his thigh. So that is one issue that I'm finding with these speed paints. They do go on really nice. They're very, very nicely in terms of application. They're really good. In terms of the final color, I'm finding that the light colors like the gray on the face mask and the straps, the yellow, and like I say, the gray on the trousers come out really, really well. The dark colors, not so much. The dark colors, you don't really get that contrast between the basic and the highlights. But on the light colors, you really do get a nice shading and you get really nice highlights. The green you can see here, again, the highlights are not so obvious. I did put a little bit of silver right on the edge on these dials and on the rivets here. But yeah, so I kind of mixed bag. In terms of the models, perfectly happy. Assembling, like where you have the 2 hands attached to the gun, assembling that was a bit of a pain sometimes, but that's normal. And they look pretty good. They look perfectly good enough for what I'm going to use them for in 5 parsecs and 1-page rules. So yeah, very happy. So I got these 6 guys done for my next 5 parsecs game. These are the paints that I used, just in case you are interested. The white I used for the teeth and the claws. The pewter color I used for the weapons and also for the, like I say, the edging around some of the dials. But apart from that, it's just 1 coat of the speed paint, and this is the finish we get. Looking back, maybe I should have used a lighter color for the skin and the fur. This is what I basically used for all the skin and fur areas, and it's a little bit dark. Like I say, I might come back and highlight the skin and the fur and the tails maybe a little bit later, but I used a dark wood color. Maybe I should have used something like the hardened leather. But yeah, just a little bit of update before I finish the video. This is what I ended up with. Very happy with the figures, like I say. And like I said, the speed paints gave a pretty good finish when they didn't reactivate with each other. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching the video. See you again soon. Cheers.